Hey guys, Kate here. You're stuck with me for this week's topic for the Director in Training program. This week is all about bookings. Um, for me, bookings are sort of the life of my business. So they're what keeps me going. They're where the majority of my sales come from. So I have a few usually random parties throughout the month that I collect individual orders for and I throw on top and collect the host rewards for myself, but the majority of my sales come from bookings. And when you're leading a team, like you guys want to do, if you're not already, and you guys are all shooting for that director status, you need at least 500 PRV every month, right? So I know that seems daunting. Like, who's going to collect $600 Canadian every month just from random customers over and over and over again? It's not likely to happen. So we need those hostesses to help us out and expand our circle. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I will post for questions afterwards, you guys, and you guys can ask me just on the Facebook page when we're done, because we couldn't make it an interactive one this time, unfortunately. So I know a lot of you, because I've spoken to a lot of you, feel like you're sort of in a booking slump, or you couldn't possibly get a hostess to save your life. And there's lots of you who just kind of think that no one hosts parties anymore. I hear that over and over again lately. Oh, well, no one just wants to do parties anymore. That's just the lifestyle these days. I completely disagree with that. I still book multiple parties every single month. This summer is obviously a little bit slower because people are busy, so I'm focusing more on the convenience of basket parties. I call them bag parties. But, if I can do it, you guys can do it. There's hostesses out there, and we just got to find them. So the easiest way is to just be prepared for the next month, right? So I'm going to be looking at my notes, so I'm not drifting off into space. So like prevention of a booking slump is easier than rescuing an already slow month, right? So if it's, what are we at now, June 23rd, and you haven't had a party yet this month, it's not impossible, but it's going to be pretty difficult to try and book a party in the next seven or 8 days. Your best bet is to always just be looking forward to the next month and fill up the next month, and then you don't have to worry about it. So when July rolls around, July's already completely booked, and once you're in July, you can start booking for August. Doesn't that just kind of take the anxiety away from you? And it sort of takes the anxiety away from your potential host, right? If you came up to your friend and you're like, hey, Mary, I'm really in a tight bind. Did you want to book a party for me next Wednesday? It's kind of like stress, man. Maybe give her the option of booking a month out in advance, and then she kind of will think, oh, well, I have a little time here, and I can send out some invites, and I have time to plan it, and, check my schedule. It makes it a lot less stressful for you and the potential host. So, how do we do that, right? First of all, I heard this really good tip that was actually from Mary Christensen, was create a separate calendar. So, being a mom, I have a whole bunch of kids. I have multiple calendars in my home. Some of them are for, paydays and when the mortgage comes out and when our kids' baseball days are and that kind of stuff, and dance recitals. So if I'm trying to kind of put parties in there, I'm going to look at that calendar and I'm going to look like I'm really busy, and I won't worry about it. But when you have a calendar that is just for your business, your gaps will jump out at you. So you might seem really busy in your personal life, but you might not even have a party booked, and you don't even realize it because your calendar's packed, right? So create that separate calendar. Really look at it from the business point of view. Whether you're Scentsy or Velada, I should point that out, you guys. This can go for both brands. So anyways, highlight those available dates that you want to party. Maybe, like, if you have that separate calendar, cross off the dates you cannot do because of personal reasons, but don't put in the personal reasons. Don't be like, Briar's dance recital. Just cross it out because you're not available that day because you're going to be taking this calendar to parties. So your people don't really need to know your business. They just need to know you're not available that Thursday night or whatnot. Highlight your available dates in a big, fun, bright color and sticker your preferred dates. So maybe you're available every Saturday and Sunday next month. Yeah, right? But let's just say, but you really, really want to book on the first 2 Saturdays of that month, sticker those dates and offer a special booking bonus for those people who book on those sticker dates. And you don't have to have the calendar right in front of someone to do this. You can just tell people, this is what's going on. I have stickers on these dates. Here is my special. Focus on front-loading the calendar. This just helps you perpetuate throughout the month, right? So if you book, 4 parties in the first week, let's say, yay, of next month, then you can use those 4 parties to continue booking throughout the month, and then to get you have a whole month in advance to front load the next month, if that makes sense. So front loading is always kind of a good idea. And the highlighting and the stickering and all that kind of stuff makes it easy for the customer too, or for the potential hostess. You're kind of sort of taking the thinking out of it, right? So always have that calendar available at events and parties. And even if you have like a small, I'm doing this and you guys can't see me off screen, so now I just look crazy. If you have one of those daily planners, and if it'll fit into your purse, throw that in. Take it along with you. You never know who you're going to bump into while you're out and about, even just grocery shopping. Another tip is always have your bag parties ready and waiting. Make sure they're crisp. All their flyers are crisp and not bunched up and you look like a rookie. Come on. You want nice looking things. You want them to sort of feel like they're the first one to have this special little creation. Whether you put it in a tote bag or a basket or whatnot, always have the current scents available for them. And whatever else you might need, just make sure it's pre-packed. Share the idea about it of convenience and flexibility, especially during the summer months. Really push that it's toteable. It can go where they go. If they're up to the cottage, perfect. Bring it to the cottage and sniff the scents while they're out at the lake with their neighbors or whatnot. Their family gatherings, all that kind of stuff. And share actual pictures of your baskets. I find that can be really powerful. So share one of the basket. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Of the basket all prepped and pretty and beautiful, and then share another one of it disassembled so people can really see what's in there, what they're going to get. I find when people do that of their own personal baskets, not just a flyer made up online, it can really entice people into wanting to do it more. So, while you're at your parties, while you're at your parties, talk about it often. Like once you have that party booked, right? You know what? Maybe I should start with that. Let's start with that. Rewind. So you booked a party. Yay! Coach that host. It's really, really important. Help her get the best attendance possible, right? The more people at her party, the better odds are that you're going to book a party from those people. Small intimate parties are awesome and they're good in their own way if only 3 or 5 people come. But when there's 10 to 15 people, then just the chances are better that one of them are going to want to host a party, or multiple people are going to want to host their parties. So help her get the best attendance possible. Ask her to let people know who aren't attending about the benefits of hosting. So share her excitement and her passion and what she's doing it for and how fun it's going to be, and see if they want to host a party. So if they can't make it next Friday night, maybe they'll want to host their own party. Make sure she understands that she's getting your referral bonuses. So that's what the perpetual party reward's for, right? Use it to your advantage. Scentsy gives it to us. Isn't that amazing? Make sure you're using it. And then just make sure she's, like I said, she's sharing her excitement for the party. People are going to want the same thing for themselves. They're going to go, why is she so worked up over this? I need to know what this partying thing is all about. And they're going to want to book their own parties. So you have that party booked. You're good to go. You're going to be at your party. Make sure you talk about it often. If you just mention it once, sort of casually or in passing, people are going to forget about it. And it's not going to seem super exciting. Make it a highlight of your presentation. The products sell themselves, you guys. You don't have to go on and on and on about every single product we offer. Highlight the best ones or your favorites or explain how it works, but really make sure that like sort of the bulk of your presentation is about like booking and recruiting. So we're focusing on booking for this topic, so that's what we'll talk about. Don't be apologetic about it. It's not a favor. They're not hosting a party as a favor to you. You're offering them an awesome opportunity to have a great night with their friends or afternoon or whatever it may be, and a whole bunch of free product. That's not a favor. So you don't just, if anyone wanted to book a party for me next month, I'd really appreciate it. I'm feeling a little discouraged. I'm really trying to hit this goal of mine. So, if you want to, then that'd be really helpful. That's not exciting and sort of depressing. I would never come to your party again. Talk about it for what it is. It's an exciting opportunity. You're offering them this chance, and if you make your parties fun, they're going to want to do that chance, or they're going to want to take that chance regardless. So play those booking games, offer incentives. You guys might think that offering a plug-in or whatnot is really expensive, or it's too much, or you can't afford it, or you don't want to spend that money. But isn't giving them something that you probably got for half price or free worth all the parties that you will perpetuate for it? So if you give Karen a plug-in because she wanted to host a party, and then you got 3 parties booked from that, just that party, from Karen's party, isn't that $24 maximum gift? Totally worth it, because now you got 4 parties really booked from that one gift, right? So I always offer incentives to my hosts, also because I just want them to know how much I appreciate them. Like I said at the beginning of this video, parties are my lifeline. So my hosts they are really the lifeline to my business, and I want them to know that. I want them to know that I love them for it. It might not be a favor that they're doing for me, because I'm still, spoiling them rotten, and so is Scentsy. But I just want them to know that, awesome, thank you so much. You helped me build my business. So play those booking games, offer incentives with them. Some popular ones: stacking the host, the dice game. There's lots of versions of the dice game, you guys. Booking beads. So when you give the hostess her 3 necklaces, and whenever someone wants to book a party, they take one of the necklaces off the host, and once all 3 are gone, that host gets an extra special prize. So it kind of gives the hostess like a, who wants them? Because I want my prize. They kind of work with you, right? There's lots of games on the workstation under the resources tab. Just look them up. The points poem, I used to use that all the time in conjunction with the booking bags. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about right now, just go search on YouTube. There's tons of videos from amazing consultants around the world who will share their ideas with you. So have your host team up with you, like I said. Make sure she knows about the perpetual reward and ask her for her help. Once she knows that she's getting an unlimited amount of half-price items for all the people who want to book a party with her or with you through her, why wouldn't she want to help? That's better than an extra couple bucks. And when cashing out at the party, ask each guest. I know that sounds super scary, but you're not going to get anywhere without going outside of your comfort zone first. So sit down while you're cashing out and just say, hey, I know we talked about it during the presentation. Were you interested in earning some free products in July? Go for the no. Don't be the assuming consultant. Don't make excuses for them. Don't say, oh, well, I know that lady over there wouldn't because, yada, yada, yada. Don't do that. Give her the opportunity at least to say no to you. And you'll never know unless you ask. What else? Okay, so that's basically sort of it for at the parties, as far as I can I jotted these down off the top of my head and took them from notes and that. I'm sorry, I have a really dry throat. I'm sorry, you guys. Events. Events are really good for networking. But you need to book them in the first place, right? You need to be at an event in order to network. So find cheap events, you guys. It's not always about the $500, huge shows at their arena. Find those little bazaars and church events and school fundraisers and yard sales. Look in the newspaper for yard sales. Talk to your fellow DS reps. We all know all those people who sell everything else, right? Talk to them. See if they're going to be in an event upcoming in the next little while. Talk to your friends who volunteer for different organizations. Especially over the summer, lots of places We'll hold fundraising events over the summer. See if you can chip in. See if you can help out. Throw in a Scentsy table. Once you're at the event, focus on bookings, not the sales. I mean, you can sell 60 bars and walk out with some cash, or you can walk out with a whole slew of parties booked right on your calendar. That's going to be way more important for your business in the long run. Have your host flyers handy and ready to go. Make sure you're standing and smiling and presentable. You don't have to be, in a 3-piece suit, but try not to show up in yoga pants when you haven't showered in 3 days. So, hey, guilty mom right here. Talk about parties with everyone and excitedly. Again, don't be all like, well, I'm trying to book some parties for next month. Make sure you're really excited and pumped up about the opportunity to book some parties. You can even play the booking like the dice game right at the table or any other kind of game that you want. And make sure you're sharing your specials one-on-one. So you can't say, book a party and get this with me right on a sign. That's an advertised personal special. So share it one-on-one, which is a better idea anyways, because you want to engage those people and build those relationships with the guests who are coming to your table. Guests. People. Random people coming to your table. So, as far as your own circle, use those contacts. The workstation is set up so that when you input a contact, you can easily find when they purchased, what they purchased, when the last time they purchased, if they've ever hosted a party, all that kind of stuff. You can even write in your own notes, lady with a, blonde hair and the purple shirt at the party. Whatever you want. Use them. Sort through all of your contacts. What I usually do is sort by purchase date. So I'll start at the very way back. I'm like, I haven't heard from you in 3.5 years. How are you doing? You never know. Message every single one individually. I mean, copy and paste it, right? But message individually. Sometimes those mass booking blitz sort of emails will work sometimes, but I think a lot of people would rather just to hear from you. Like, hi Judy, haven't heard from you in a while. Are you still enjoying your fall and winter scents that you got? Do you need any light bulbs? Were you interested in hosting a party? Yada, yada, yada. So Judy knows you're kind of talking directly to her. And just ask. Again, you go for the no. Do not make excuses for Judy before Judy says no. So here's my special for, July. Would you be interested in hosting a party? Here are your options for party styles. Make sure that Judy knows that you do bag parties, or you will never book one. If they say no, if they reply, and they don't always reply, so don't get discouraged. If I message about 50 people, probably 20 of them won't even bother replying to me. I don't know if it's me. But if they say no, just ask them for a referral. Most people aren't going to care. Referrals are free. So if you say, okay, that's okay, Judy, I understand, life gets busy sometimes. Would you be so kind as just to refer my business out there to your friends if you know anyone else that would enjoy a girls' night and some free product? If someone does, I'll offer you a half-price item from the catalog, your choice. Wouldn't Judy be crazy, not even just to tell her, closest 5 friends? Do a booking blitz with your team. So if you have a team, even if there's only 2 of you, do it. See who can get the most parties booked. Or have a challenge to see who can get the most no's. That's kind of fun. Do whatever you got to do. Do it together. Make sure it's energy. You guys can talk about it together. Oh my god, all these people aren't replying to me. Or, I just got my 45th no. Or whatever. You can also share the excitement of when you get those parties booked. So that's kind of fun when you get to share it with someone instead of just being all by yourself. Woo! You actually get to, engage with each other. Ask all of your Facebook friends individually. So same thing with the email, just with your Facebook friends. Same thing with them. If they say no, ask them to refer you over. So again, don't assume for them or make up reasons for them that they will say no. Let them say no on their own, like big girls and boys. Use your newsletter. Again, Scentsy gives us these awesome tools for free to be able to send out to our people and engage our customers. And make sure you're personalizing it. Katie Farner talked about creating fans and not customers, and I thought that was so important. She talked about how she personalizes her newsletter. She puts in pictures of her and her husband, what they've been up to over the summer, or what kind of vacation they were just on, or what they're doing around the house if they're updating or renovating. So really kind of allows her customers a little bit like into her life and gives them a reason to sort of want to support her, want to like cheer her on, rah rah, go Katie. I thought that was pretty she is genius, but I thought that was pretty genius. So personalize it, and not just for specials, you do that too, but personalize it in the sense of making it personal to you. Offer your incentives, again, for next month. So if your June newsletter is going out, so okay, July is about to go out, right, in a couple weeks or a week or so. When your July newsletter goes out, make sure you're inputting your August specials. So again, they're not feeling rushed and pressured to book a party in the next 2 weeks. So say, hey, they're getting the newsletter on July 5th or whatnot. Ask them to be booking their parties for August. Here's my August special. And everyone knows August is transition month, right? We're coming up to that pretty quickly. And almost the whole catalog will be 10% off. So use that, again, what Scentsy gives us to engage with our customers and our hosts. We're going to just quickly talk. I'm almost done, you guys. I swear it's a long video. We're going to quickly talk about your expanding your circle. So if you've done all of this, and I'll guarantee you have not done all of this because I haven't even done all of this. I haven't gone through every single one of my Facebook friends, trust me. Ooh, speaking of Facebook friends. Facebook friend request your party guests. And not in a stalkery way. So say you had a party on Saturday night. Go home, and on the next day, say Sunday, look their name on their order form. Look their name. I can't even talk anymore. Look at their name on the order form and search them. And it's kind of creepy. But search them on Facebook and friend request them. And then message them directly after. That's what I do. And say, hey, Julie, it was great meeting you last night. Thanks for coming to, so-and-so's party. I'm going to close the party tonight, so it'll be here within a couple weeks, yada, yada, yada. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. That's it. So it sort of gave you a reason to friend request them. I've gotten multiple parties booked, and even just future orders, just because I friend requested party guests on Facebook. So now I do it all the time and make it a habit. So we're going to talk about expanding your circle, and kind of getting past if you've done all of this already and it's not working for you. Go over to local businesses. This is one of those things that's scary, but it's going to help you if you get outside of your comfort zone. Ask if you could just leave a warmer and a lead box, with some drawing slips. Tell them it's offering value to their customers, because not only are you sort of enhancing the atmosphere of whatever their store may be with your amazing scents, you're also offering to give away something for free to one of their customers. So it's kind of like a fun little incentive for their customers. Those customers who only go to that bake shop or only go to that salon. They can only get this service there, sort of thing. So offer to leave, whatever warmer you have, or ask them if they'd like something specific. And offer, maybe, like what I do, is offer a free bar of wax once a month. So if you let me just keep my draw slip here and my display and some business cards, I'll give you a free bar of wax every month in exchange for that. It's not really that scary when you come to think of it, right? Contact every customer who fills out a drawing slip. Every single one. And offer the hostess special to everyone. I'm completely losing my brain activity here. So figure out what your hostess special is going to be that month, and call every single person and be like, you unfortunately didn't win my draw for the hand cream, but I can offer you, a free warmer plus all of the hostess awards when you book a party with me next month. Who would really want the hand cream over all of that, right? Strike up conversations with strangers in line, at sporting events, at your kids' events, at your kids' dance school, whatever you may be doing. Really, literally anywhere. If you're shopping at yard sales, if you're shopping at whatever, talk to people. That's it. Brand yourself. Make it part of a conversation. And what I did, because I've actually heard this before, this tip, and I always thought it was so awkward. I've heard the tip of exchanging info. So you walk in, strike up a conversation with a total stranger and then say, oh, well, can I get your name and number? Pardon? No, you cannot. So what I did the other day, I was actually at my children's baseball game, and we ran into one of the other moms who I'd never seen before. It was actually a big, baseball event in town for the whole house league. Ran into another mom. We chatted for a little while, and I just said, well, hey, you know what? I sell Scentsy, yada, yada, yada. Did you want to be added to my monthly draw? She was like, yeah. So she took my business card with a sample, and she happily filled out my draw slip. I said, I do a draw at the end of every month, which is a total lie, because this will be my first month. But I said, I'll do a draw at the end of every month, and that's it. So I'll be in touch. I said, I'll be in touch either way, but I'll let you know if you win. She's like, awesome. She wasn't bothered at all. It wasn't creepy, because I was putting her in a draw, not just asking for her name and number. So I thought that was pretty smart. So now I have my draw slips in my bag, and I will be doing a draw every month for all the strangers I run into, who will become, hopefully, future hostesses. Borrow bags. Send out those borrow bags. Those people are going to fall in love and want to keep their stuff. Or more stuff. You could offer to keep, or let them keep the borrow bag. Is sort of where my train of thought was going. Oh my, I should just end this now. This is terrible. Host your own party. How can you expect other people to want to host a party for you if you're not even willing to host your own? Even if you've done it before. I host 2 mystery parties a year. And they're not huge. I don't get $4 million in sales at each one, but they're big enough that to continue doing it, and my customers love it. They always come. So host your own party, whatever theme it may be. Same thing with Velada. You guys can host your own tasting parties. Velada, people. The freezer meal workshops. People are loving it. Let's talk. Gift your own products. So again, we are preaching all the time about, Scentsy makes perfect gifts. Well, why aren't you giving it then? So what is your kid's teacher getting this year? What are you giving at that wedding shower that you're going to next week? Make sure you're gifting your own products and using your own products so that you can share them with authentic passion. Fundraisers. Those can expand your circle so much more than you even understand if you've never done one. Lots of training on the workstation about fundraisers, guys. Giving back to your community, and you're expanding your own circle, which can perpetuate into, future hostesses and bookings as far as the eye can see. Branding, we talked about that. Make sure if you leave the house, you're wearing something Scentsy. If all your Scentsy stuff is dirty, wear your big Scentsy button or something. Make sure when you walk around, people can spot you out. That's the Scentsy lady. Talk to realtors. Realtors is a huge market for us, as far as closing gifts or whatnot, even their own open house and showings and that. Wouldn't they rather have a Scentsy warmer warming baked apple pie than some gross sooty candle in the kitchen that they can only light right before the guests get there? And last but not least, set goals for your business. I know Trish talked about this last week as well. Super important. I preach it to my team constantly. If you guys are watching, you know that. I'm shoving goals down their throat because it's so important. So if you just want to book parties because you want to book parties, you'll probably never get one. If you want to book parties because you have a certain goal in mind, you have a certain PRV you want to reach, chances are getting better. Really dig deep though. So why do you want to earn that PRV, right? You need that 500 PRV. Why? To hit director eventually, right? So you want to get that going. Why do you want to hit director though? What's that going to do for you? Make sure you're really setting those goals, you guys, so that you have something to reach for. Because it's going to be hard sometimes, and it's going to get discouraging. And when those 45 people have completely ignored it, and you know that when you they can see it, they've seen it, and they still don't reply, that's frustrating sometimes. Your goal is going to be the thing that keeps you sort of moving forward and going forward when everything else sucks. Because it's going to suck sometimes. So, I'll tell you guys again, I think I told you on my last video a few weeks ago, my goal this year is to bring my kids to Disney. We've never been. My husband and I have never been. It's a huge goal of ours. So I didn't want to just, sell $1,000 a month just to make a few $100 a month or whatever it may be on my own commission. I wanted that because I needed that, because I needed to put it in the savings, because I needed it to go to Disney, because I needed it to, make sure you have a specific goal that brings out an emotional response with you. And when you have that, then you can go into everything I just said, and you can go and book those parties like a crazy person because you have a reason to do it in the first place. That makes sense. So I'm going to post this on the Facebook page for our group. And I want you guys to just post your questions right underneath, and I will get to them. And I will post your homework very shortly as well. Okay? So this has been me, Kate McDonald, not Superstar Director. I have a big sign that says Superstar Director right behind me because that's what I want. So I make sure I visualize it. So Star Director, Team Vivacious Visionaries, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay? Bye!